Okay, we got the dark side of natural bodybuilding. What they don't tell you. From Jason Empadu. Hopefully I said that in the neighborhood of okay. Okay, let me see.
The guy that won, I won't comment on his physique. I reckon he would have had to be eating 10 to 15 kilos of chicken breast per day for the last 20 years. I'll leave it there.
Damn.
What's going on YouTube, it's Jason, and in this video we are going to be discussing the dark side of natural
Well, that guy ain't natural. I know that. We all know that.
bodybuilding. The stuff they don't tell you about before you sign up. Now, I did my first show around 2 weeks ago. I was keen and starry-eyed to do my
Oh shit, let me see. When was this made? A day ago? Oh shit, okay.
first show and thought that it would solve all the problems that I encountered in the untested.
I mean, a lot of these guys are just like still insanely ripped. For sure. They're like shredded, diced to the bone, like 5% body fat or less or something crazy.
Show. But there were things that I saw on the day and things that I found out about since the dust has settled that made me a little bit uncomfortable, shall we say, and left a bit of a bad taste in my mouth. What I'm going to do is be open and go through those things with you so that you can make a decision for yourself.
Let me have
you
it.
Decide to compete in future.
So, point number one, and probably the most frustrating of all the points, is testing. The testing protocols in natural bodybuilding are shady to say the least.
What? How? I mean, it kind of stands to reason. You know, you got like different organizations in bodybuilding, and then you got different organizations in natural bodybuilding. And you got like all the different categories. You would think that, okay, you look at IFBB and it's like, okay, those guys are pretty obvious. They're all on stuff. And they just kind of look away in terms of testing. So there is none. And then, but like, I mean, I don't really know anything about like natural bodybuilding or like what is the most popular organization to promote that or that promotes natural bodybuilding. I mean, at least I don't know. Maybe it's a problem with me because I will say I don't get a lot of hits or like random ass videos in my YouTube that show natural bodybuilding, and that's probably an indicator that I'm not interested, or at least in watching natural bodybuilding. And I honestly think that's what most people that like that's their mind process as well in terms of like entertainment. What do you want to see of bodybuilding? You want to see the biggest, most jacked. I drew this guy as a 5-year-old, cartoon character looking motherfucker.
And there are two parts to this. Number one, all the athletes.
What I mean by that, if is like, you know, when you like are drawing as a little kid, okay, you draw, okay, that's the guy. They look like this. There's the shoulder. There's the arm, the forearm. There's the hand. Whoa. There's the other forearm. There's the tricep. There's the back. There's the waist. And then, you know, so on and so forth. You know, like I drew this guy at 5 years old. You know, when I was first learning how to draw Dragon Ball Z characters. Okay, that's what I mean. I drew this guy.
Paid for a urine sample before the show. But once I got to the show, I realized that only the overall winner was going to get tested.
Oh. Wait. Okay, well that's a loophole. Let me read this. Okay. You've received this email as you're registered for the 2024 NPC Worldwide Team LRF Bikini Coaching Cup Natural Region Qualifier taking place on this date. Below is the information you'll need. If you have anything missing or unsure, man, please don't hesitate to get in touch. You'll be required to pay 20 euros. God, I'm so uncultured. I think this is a euro. $20 cash payment at athlete registration for natural testing services. So they force you to pay the $20. It's like you pay for it. It's there and you pay. That's fucking hilarious right there as it is. And it's only $20 to naturally test somebody for steroids? We're over here making a big deal with the fucking Olympics and like having like millions and millions and tens of millions and hundreds of millions of dollars get poured into like USADA or WADA, the World Anti-Doping Agency, the United States Anti-Doping Agency, Joe Schmo Anti-Doping Agency, to try to come up with the most robust testing system to look for this and that. And we're only charging $20? That's crazy.
Once I got to the show, I realized that only the overall winner was going to get tested.
So juice your fucking ass off. Hopefully you win. Or hopefully not. And then hopefully you stop blasting in time to get tested. And then when you do test, hopefully the test comes back and you're like, oh, or negative. It's like, success, you're negative. It's like, great, I'm going to do that again.
So essentially, there were like 7 classes, I think class A to class G. The winner of those individual categories goes through to the overall, and the winner of the overall is tested. But everyone else is not tested.
Oh, wait, thanks for getting in touch with us. Hope you're well. I can confirm the overall winners of each division are tested, but tested how? They tested and it came back negative. If you have any additional questions, please don't hesitate to ask.
Tested. I saw some guys backstage and I was like, this guy is definitely on. I'm going to say like...
Yeah, because you can get... it's so hard. I mean, yes and no. You know, the cap, shoulder delts, the receding hairline. What else? Big traps, like bigger than normal traps. I mean, shit, I don't fucking know.
Half of the people had taken something or were...
I mean, are these all natural people? Quote unquote natural people? They look like they're all juicing. I mean, but understandably, like if you're to go into like diet, like all the muscles, these are all guys that are like very extremely low body fat and their muscle bellies still look full. All right, that's really hard to do. Because if you think about it and you diet down without trying to look full, your muscles will just, everything becomes flatter. And you're just like really skinny. And you can especially tell in the face. You know, you got the Giga Chad face, the death face, sunken in cheeks.
On something. And they weren't tested because they didn't win the overall. Again, it undermines the integrity of natural bodybuilding competition. And it kind of made me think, what's the point in me being here? And the second part of testing, and I guess they can't do much about this because of budget, but it's still pretty annoying, is that...
because of budget, because nobody really watches natural bodybuilding. Because the physiques aren't as impressive when you compare them to bigger organizations like the IFBB or anything like that.
That they only use urine samples. Urine samples test what's in your system now, and they can trace back up to, I think, a month.
Oh, okay. So you blast and cruise, and then like you have to stop taking everything at least a month or two before your competition, and then you're just that 1 month of like dieting down. That's the natural part. Oh my god.
But it doesn't tell me what you were taking January till September. A lot of these guys were probably blasting gear, cleared it out of their system by September, just in case they won. And then by November, they were natural. Or some of them who finished second didn't even get tested at all.
ABC. Always be cheating.
Again, for me, it undermines the integrity of natural bodybuilding. You know, put a lie detector test in there. Ask them, have you taken steroids in the last 7 years? Or
oh, that'd be fucking sick. They could make that an event. Oh, I think that'd be like public shaming though. You know? but that'd be really good in terms of like entertainment value. Like bro, I might watch that. Like set up like a press conference or like type event where it's like, you know, you do like the normal rigmarole of like press conference. I don't know how the natural scene goes, and then you do your like what is it, like your mandatory poses, then like your freestyle poses, and then however the days go, and then the top, I don't know, do it for like the top 5 or top 10, whatever, top 3. Then you sit them down on stage, and it has to be real. You can't do this a fucking fake lie detector bullshit like some of these content creators would you know have you believe. It has to be from like some Joe Schmo third party organization that is completely unbiased. They don't give a shit. Have these guys do it so you know it's fair. You know, the lie detector bro isn't like the tournament's owner's friend, and it's like, hey man, could you do me a solid and like just make you know, all these guys so like they're natty, so our organization looks legit. Okay buddy, got you. Yeah, don't do that, but actually make it real and have people put their reputations on the line in front of like the world. I think I'd watch that, dude. If that fucking machine start fucking squiggling, the crowd will like turn one way and go, he's lying, or whatever. I don't know how to read a damn lie detector. Oh my god. And then, you know, anytime you watch like lie detectors, you know, they write some shit down on the pad. It's like, what are you writing down? And then have them ask like X amount of questions. Oh dude, you could do it like Maury. You could literally do it like Maury. Oh my god. And like the lie detector determined you are a fake daddy. Oh my god. Some organization needs to fucking do this shit. Oh my god, dude. Literally just do it like Maury. The lie detector determined that was a lie. Oh my god. And if it does good in the natural scene, I mean, there's no shot the fucking bodybuilder bros are gonna pick that shit up, but it would be entertaining. And that's what I would argue people care more about. Being entertained. They care more about being entertained than competitive integrity.
Or have you taken steroids ever? And do the urine sample. Then we can tell. The guy that won, I won't comment on his physique.
Oh, who won?
I reckon
was it this guy, the guy in the center? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's like what? One of these two guys in the center? Yeah, these guys are fucking jacked.
He would have had to be eating 10 to 15 kilos of chicken breast per day for the last 20 years. I'll leave it there. But on the day, he was natural.
Number 2,
natural.
Coaches who sponsored the show and were also very good friends of those who organized the show.
Coaches who sponsored the show and were pals with the organizers, had athletes competing also. So you have coaches sponsoring the tournament so they can peddle their coaching services. Okay, that makes sense.
Also had athletes in the show. Now, normally I would turn a blind eye to this. I couldn't care less.
Wow.
All I need to do...
We really are living in the Wild West for certain industries when it comes to life still.
...is bring my best. But when that coaches or those coaches, athletes are placing first and second in all of their categories, it does leave some questions about the conflict of interest. And so...
Yeah, that's obvious.
I'm sitting there like...
Any normal person can see that.
Is this actually happening? Again,
yes.
I may have lost fair and square. The guy that I came up against was leaner than me. I take the L. I need to be better next time, if there is a next time. But it just kind of creates doubt. Like,
you got to juice harder, man. You didn't juice hard enough. You didn't blast and cruise hard enough.
You know, the people that won and those that finished second, were they the best on the day? Or did they just have a good wording with the judges? Because of what I saw on the day, I attended a couple of bodybuilding gyms since the competition to ask experienced bodybuilders whether or not this actually happens or whether I was just seeing things on the day. And apparently it goes even a step further than that. Like, there are coaches that literally just pay the judges. Now, I don't...
Oh, so it's rigged. It's scripted. Another competition, only to be revealed that the competition is a lie and scripted in itself. Yet another contest goes down in flaming embarrassment.
I don't know whether that's the Two Bros Pro Federation, but if it happens in other federations, who knows? Number 3, the categories.
Odd
now,
categories?
I competed in men's physique. They had, I think, class A to class F or G.
Damn, that's a lot of categories. Like, what the fuck? I mean, granted, that's a little more organized, but like, when I think IFBB, I think like open bodybuilding, like the biggest of the big, classic, C-bum. And then isn't there like a 212 one? 212 bodybuilding, which is like the weird stepchild type of category. And then there's like, what's like the beach one with like the swimsuits? Like that's the 4th category. I'm going off like my memory from like IFBB. And then is there a 5th one that's like less than like, not less than, but I mean like under the beach one? I forgot.
There were 2 people in my class.
Men's physique, masters. There's so many categories. Holy shit. Men's physique, masters 35 plus, masters 40 plus. Men's physique, open A, open B, open C, open D, open E, open. Okay.
So I finished second, but I finished second in a 2-horse race.
Oh yeah.
Some people, get this, were in a class on their own.
Oh, so he just gets first place. Bro, I had something similar happen to me. Not in bodybuilding, but when I did Taekwondo, I think I competed like somewhere in like the middle ground, like middle colors or whatever. Because I don't know, 15-ish, 20-ish years ago, Taekwondo was like something that you do as like a little kid just to stay active. And it's not really taken too seriously once you reach like, I don't know, 25, 30. Like at 25, you need to be thinking about going to the Olympics, which I was not. Like I was like really above average, I think, but I wasn't like good enough. But I mean, anyway, in terms of like Taekwondo sparring, you know, you have like your set of rules. And I went to like a couple tournaments, but since I was like, I trended on the older side, but I didn't have like the rope right. Because most people my age were like black belts, but I was not a black belt. But however, I could take on black belts. Like, I'm not like fucking bedazzled by your fucking little spin fucking hook kick. It's like, motherfucker, nobody cares. I'm quicker than you on top of it. Most people my age were like in the black belts, and I was able to like do exhibitions with them. A lot of times I beat them. But in like the normal tournament setting, there was no one in my like age category and belt ranking. Like I was too old for that belt rank, but I didn't have the belt rank to go up against the normal black belts. So I was in that weird category of like, hey, there's like 2-3 other people in my category. I guess I'll just like bop, score the points. It's like, okay, I got first place, but it didn't really feel like a win.
So they literally went up and posed on their own and won a first place medal. And then some...
Was there money to be gained from this? Probably not, right? But if there's not money directly to be gained, you know, that person could have easily just been like, post a social, I got first place, guys. Let's go. Let's fucking go. And then they just forget to tell everybody how many people are actually in the category that they're versing. And it's like, oh, just likes, but up thumbs, hearts, and social media interactions.
Some of the coaches had the audacity to be like, my client finished first in a category of 1.
Yeah. And then on top of it, the coach will go on and use that one person, one category, first place person to be like, yes, oh, these are my credentials. I have coach athletes that have won multiple first places. Okay, that's what the coaches will do.
What are we doing here? Like, the category of 1, 2, any less than 3, to be honest, for me is just like pointless.
Pointlessness.
People spend most of the year preparing, and they come to compete, of course, to win, but they want feedback. They want to measure up against other people and see how they do. Putting someone up against like one other person or no one, for me, is just outrageous. And why you wouldn't bunch up different categories together so that there is actually some sort of competition. And the final thing on natural bodybuilding is that if you are going to do the full-on competitive route and compete every single season, if you are truly natural, there is only so much you can improve. I mentioned this before in other videos. When you are in the honeymoon stage of training, like your first year, 2 years, you can make a lot of progress.
Yeah.
In years 3 to 5, you can...
This is Gainesville. Fairly decent gains. 5 years, find a new hobby, lol. Oh, bro, this is me. Do you got like another category of like 10 plus years of like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this still?
You can still make some progress. After 5 years of solid training, you know, someone like me, 20 years into my training journey, I am literally eking out muscle at 1 to 2 pounds a year. Now, I know some of you may be sitting back thinking, oh, but didn't your DEXA scan show 3.8 kilos gain? We will find out how much of that is muscle when I test again next month, because now I'm at my leanest state. So now we will see how much of that 3.8 kilo gain is actual lean tissue. I'm happy to eat my words and stand corrected, but somehow I think that number will be smaller, but let's see. And so yeah, on that point, if you're competing in natural bodybuilding, for me, there's almost no point in going back next year because I'm not gonna have any significant muscle improvements. Now, could I go again because I could have been leaner than I was?
Yeah, this dude got the wide clavicles. He just spawned in with the 2 fishing poles for clavicles. And he got like the V-taper. I mean, you got like a V-taper too.
Maybe, but like if you got dwarfed on stage by somebody, you're not gonna massively improve in a year's time. So yeah, on reflection, it just made me realize something, that by nature, bodybuilding is not a natural sport.
No.
And that's why they've tried to get it into things like the Olympics and other competitive games.
I mean, you could also make that argument for any type of contest. I mean, really. Anything physical, look at all the top tier Olympic runners. They probably have similar ratios of like body and limb lengths, muscle bellies, muscle fiber types. So, I mean, yes, it's natural in that you spawned in with like the best possible, stats to be like an Olympic level runner. Plus, you also got lucky and you found some people around you that like also liked running, and you could get trained and be good at running. So you worked hard at running, and you just have a natural physique built for running. That's when the planets fucking align.
Games, but they can't because.
But meanwhile, there are also other people that put in a shitload of hard work for running, despite them having not so good limb lengths, so they have like a shorter stride, but they put in probably like an equal amount of work, but they're still like deluding themselves to believe like, oh, if I just work harder, that I can beat that naturally long leg motherfucker over there. is not happening. Just, it's not. That dude naturally spawned in with the best stats. You spawned in with the worst stats. So people work out the same intensity, same really like high level intensity, but at the end of the day, it's the guy that was just born with it. He's gonna take over.
Essentially, when steroids are involved at such a high level, I mean, potentially even at the natural level as well, there is no way of actually telling how good someone is and essentially managing it, right? Because it's anyone.
I mean, and also in terms of like natural physique, I mean, shit, could you just blast for like years and then take a year off and just work out naturally and then do a competition, and then you could just literally trounce all the tests after coming off for I don't know, like, it doesn't even have to be a whole year. It could just be like 6 months. But the test can't tell what you did 6 months ago or a year ago. I don't know, maybe they can, and I'm just talking out of my ass.
Game. And so yeah, bodybuilding by nature isn't natural. They do natural shows, but they're not that bothered or stringent.
Oh yeah, this is another key point. No one cares about the natty scene. It's not as lucrative. The physiques are not as eye-catching
with the testing, because it's like, well, they're almost just doing it for the sake of doing it rather than actually believing in the natural show. But yeah, that's my experience of my first bodybuilding show. I enjoyed the experience, and I'm glad that Razor Sharp is coming to an end in a few weeks. And I've definitely seen the benefits mentally and even in business, my day-to-day, just because I've gone on this shred and disciplined my body. So it definitely wasn't a waste of time. But yeah, that is everything for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like it if you did. Subscribe to my channel to follow me on this journey, and I'll see you again soon.
One of the weirdest decisions.
Dang. That was a very cool video.
The guy that won.
I like this, and now I am a fan. I mean, shit. I mean, it's just, I've heard of natural bodybuilding shows. What do you call it? Like, even the natty shows aren't even natural. But like, another person making a video and calling this dumb shit out lends more credence to the I don't know, the myth or the belief that natty people are not natty. Also, they're just like full in the system, so on and so forth. So good. Call out the bullshit when you see it at all times. Other than that, good ass video, and yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I'll catch you guys on the next one. All right, later.